Alright, and welcome. We are here with Mountain Blade 2 Banner Lord. Just came out. Played it a little bit so far just to get used to the game, and I'm pretty excited to be bringing this to you. So, we'll be playing through the campaign. It's still early access. I have noticed some early access just things about this game. Like one of the weapons is just labeled Cruiserite Sword 2, or when you're highlighting some of the infographics, it just says placeholder text. But they're few and far, and for the most part, the game is very well along in its production. I mean, I would hope so. We've been waiting a long time for this one. So, for the most part, if you're familiar with Mountain Blade, specifically Mountain Blade Warband, then this game is going to feel very familiar. And if you are not, then enjoy. It's a pretty good treat. I'm of the Desert Persuasion, so we're going to start with them. That'll be the Aserai in this game. So caravans are 30% cheaper to build and 10% less trade penalty. So if we to that part of the game, then we'll hopefully make use to it. Outside of that, if you're just starting out, I would probably say start with Empire. The 20% construction speed bonus to town projects, it's not going to do you any good at the beginning of the game like the trade bonuses. So hopefully that'll help you out later on, though. If not, I mean, these guys are pretty good with their 10% extra speed for horsemen. They're also a very cavalry-oriented army, and you can do a lot of good things with that. If that's not really your thing, then the Vlandians will just give you more experience to upgrade, which, if you upgrade all your troops right at the beginning of the game, you might not necessarily be able to afford them. So, but it is nice to quickly replenish elite troops that are lost. The other are speed bonuses to the map, and they help, but they're not that great. So we're going to start with our desert folk. Yeah, we'll go with the default look. I would like some beard action. A little too tribal. That's more refined. Markings. Yeah, we'll be a little battle scarred. Yeah, there we go. That way we don't have to pretend we're blind. Nope. Beck. Skin color. Play a little darker. Low.
Give them hell! Close with the ladders! 2 ladders! Take them down! Fire!
That sounds nice and commanding right there. Voice number 1. So choose my family. I'm not interested in a really hard start. Gonna make it a little easy on us. Kinsfolk of the Emir. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. The tutorial's gonna plop us down regardless. So I don't think these play as big of a part as they did in Warband, at least not yet. I think they're probably still refining the initial start, because so far I've played like 2 different races and they both start in the same exact location. So 10 skill level and 1 focus point to riding and throwing. That's not really that great. Riding and polearm, that's pretty good, so we'll take that. We'll be warrior slaves. Quite partial to leadership, so let's take the leadership, I think. Riding and steward, that's pretty good. We'll take that. for my youth. Bow and engineering, riding and bow, polearm and one-handed. That's pretty good. Throwing and bow, roguery and throwing. So we'll take polearm and one-handed. One-handed, two-handed, vigor, valor, renown. Calculating, renown, cunning, tactics and leadership. I like that. Trade and smithing, don't really care. Bow, crossbow, don't care. Athletics, roguery, don't care. Charm and steward, pretty good. Plus we get one to mercy, generosity, and honor. Lowest renown though. Renown is the biggest holdup in the beginning of the game. So we're going to take this manhunt. We successfully led some people and did some stuff because we're going to try and be more of a commander. I think we'll figure that part out when we get there. I'm going to be an organizer. Sir. Nope. Collab? We can do collab. So friendly troops are going to receive. We're just gonna. We'll do it at 2/3, easy. That's gonna give our troops a little bit of advantage. Friendly parties receive 2/3. That's gonna give us a slight edge. Players receive 2/3 as well. Me, I don't recommend putting on realistic. If you put it on realistic, you take full damage from everything, and you're gonna find you are the playmaker on the battlefield, and that often means fighting and taking a brunt of the damage anyway, unless you're just purely commanding from the back. So if you take realistic, you're liable to get yourself killed, just in general. If you want a bit of a challenge, then 2/3 is where I would leave that at. Matter of fact, actually, we'll bump these up to realistic. That'll keep an even playing field between us and the enemy as far as the NPCs go, and we will be a little hardier to boot. We don't really care about a recruitment difficulty, map movement speed. We don't need any of that either. We want to kind of keep that on an even keel. That will allow us to chase down or flee enemy warbands. Yeah, I'm gonna reduce this to very easy, 1/3 damage. I think that'll like balance out with a realistic difficulty on everything else. And plus, it's no fun being dead. I know get good is always an option, but we're here to play a game. If you're new, keep everything on very easy. Strongly recommend keeping it on very easy. So this is the tutorial. This teaches you basics of weapon combat. I'm not really going to do this part of the game. It does lead you on a little bit of recruitment of men, raiding an enemy base. Is very worthwhile. It's not going to take much of your time if you do it. However, I've already done it, so we're just going to skip ahead. Right, here we are. We will leave the training field. So that's part of the quest you get from the tutorial. You get an artifact. You're supposed to go bring it around to random people, investigate its origins. And then I think we're pretty much free at that point. Haven't gotten anything else that pulls me back to either of these. I haven't done this quest all the way through. It's kind of annoying. And the other quest, after you do the first part, it doesn't really give you a second part, so play on. Razmir. That'll be our family name. We're gonna have a nice imposing logo. I want something a little deserty. Go hardcore. We'll go with the Scorpion. Doesn't need to be that big. There we go. Orange on black. I like it. Shows we mean business. And it shows up pretty nice on the world map too. It will change color though when we join an army. So, Neretez's Folly is the quest I'm talking about with the artifact. Rebuilding your clan is the other basic general one. Getting 1,000 dinars is pretty fast. Growing your party 20 men, you can do that as soon as you recruit them. This is the hard part, and this is where I say starting with renown is pretty important, because this part will take you forever if you have low renown to begin with. Hiring a companion is just a matter of going to a tavern. Yeah, so you gotta get to 50, and on average in the beginning when we're fighting looters, we might get 0.5 to 1 renown if we're lucky. So it can really drag, and it'll open up a lot more once we get this part done and grow our clan to level 1. I don't actually care to be in this part of the country. We want to get to the deserts where our people are. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You don't have any obligations one way or another to any particular faction, but for the theme of this game, we will be playing from the desert. We will recruit some troops. Mostly just because if we get hit by bandits, we don't want to fight them by ourselves. Buy some products maybe. Everything's kind of expensive. Not really. Not really into that. Here. Let's see, 18 looters. We'd have to fight all 18 of them by ourselves. And we haven't gotten any good equipment, so not recommending. Nobody to recruit here. Anything to buy. Even more expensive grain. This place sucks. What kind of equipment do we have? We have 1 focus point, so we'll spend that. I think we'll put our focus in pole arms for now. We have 25 skills, so we'll grab these skill points. So the way this works really fast is you have attribute points right here. You have focus points right here. These are your focus levels, and that'll be this green progress bar is your learning limit. Your learning limit is governed by your focus as well as your controlling attribute points. So if you max these out, then you max these out, you can potentially learn all the way up to, I think, 300. And every 25 points you get into a skill, you can unlock a perk. And it's recommended that you get as many perks as you can. So generally they don't cost any skill points or anything along those lines, but if you are forced to make a choice between 2, like in this case, then you only get one or the other. So we can either give a small bonus to the party, or we can give a bigger bonus to low-level troops only. So the more experienced troops will only get it through combat. That's probably a better option. We want to power rank the low-level recruits as fast as possible. Tactics, we can grab that. And I think it's all of our 25 skill points. That's pretty good. Inventory, we do start with a jagged spear, as well as a sword. And you always start with a sumpter horse. The sumpter horse doesn't require any riding skill. And we got 2 bags of grain, which will keep us fed for 10 days. Actually, see if we can get involved with these looters real fast. Yeah, they're not going to run from us. Later they'll run from you, and it's a little annoying to chase them down, but right now they think they can take us. And we'll show them how wrong they are. We're going to lead these merry band of troops. So I kind of want to keep my recruits a little safe. So, it just goes to show you a horse is a very serious piece of equipment. We'd be pretty much in trouble if we were trying to fight this many on foot. But fighting in these trees isn't very helpful.
Die, dog!
Send our troops in. And that's them all defeated. A little sloppier than we wanted, but we'll get to it. And this is where we're going to make the bulk of our money. Feeding raiders, selling their gear. Oh, still no troops to recruit. Byproducts, though, they have horses. I don't know if these are good deals or not. Buy the Sumpter horse just because it's cheap. Actually, we'll buy the Midlands Palfrey too, which we will actually be using over the Sumpter horse. Like we got a little bit of better armor there too. And with that, we are off. And avoid parties like that. nothing to recruit. This is bad. I got salt. I think that's actually a pretty good price. But where we're going also deals in salt, so I think we're heading in the wrong direction to make a profitable trade. Finally. People. That will make our way to this city here. Pick up a new guy. Trade. Don't need to actually reset. We're gonna do some stuff with those. The armor we definitely don't need. Wasn't much, but we did it. We're gonna enter the smithy. This is a new part of the game. I'm not super familiar with it, but I would like to get started on it early just because the skill points are gonna level us up. So it's better to do that. So we're gonna smelt, and we're gonna try and smelt as many of these weapons. Looks like we need charcoal first. So trade in order to get charcoal. They don't sell you charcoal because that would be too freaking easy. You gotta buy hardwood. We have 3 weapons. We're gonna need 6 charcoals. That'll be, or 3 charcoals. That'll be 6 wood. 279. Now we're invested in doing this. All right, we got some smithing parts unlocked. That's good to know. We do have crude iron. Out of charcoal, so we will refine some more charcoal, and then we'll refine 1 wrought iron. We're not interested in forging anything at this point, so we're just gonna sell scraps. And I don't think minus the, I sell charcoal. No, we don't have any charcoal. I mean, I guess you could probably find a way to do this for profit, but I don't think that's going to be really the case here. All right, some looters. Now we are still injured from the previous fight, but 11 looters. I could fight this army by myself, even with this health.
Attack!
So we'll order the troops in. I'm gonna keep them distracted and occupied here so our little recruits can outnumber them. There we go. I don't think we took any losses. One wounded. But that's okay. Our way along. Pick up yet another troop. The best part is we're going to end up firing all these troops. Because I don't want them. But they will be super useful for protecting us from these looters on the way. See, grain here, 9 is a good value, and we will stock up. Fish is also good. Capacity exceeded. Oh no. So, real quick overview while we're traveling. These are the desert cities to the south. You have the Imperial Southern Empire here. You have the Western Empire. You have the Northern Empire, I guess, here. So these are Imperial troops. These are Empire troops. I don't remember what kind of troops these are. These are the essential Mongols. And I think over there might be like the Vikings. And then you have your kind of mountainous Northmen tribes over here. So these three will be typically very Romanesque, Viking-esque, Mongol-esque, almost like Russian-esque, I would say. Feudal Russia. And then you have the desert tribes down here, which are very Bedouin in nature. All right. These are the troops that we want. So the fish, we're going to sell all the fish for profit. Can't sell the grain for profit, unfortunately. Maybe we can buy some. Oh, 12. Not a good price. Meat is cheap, though. Buy 5 stacks of meat. Oh, it there. You want to keep a variety of food just to keep your men higher. It will increase your quartermastering skills. Not really going to bother with smithing right now. Check for any upgrades. Obviously, something is better than nothing. This doesn't matter. We'll sell all that. I do want to buy a new weapon if we can afford it. And they have one. And they do not. I'll have to keep an eye out for a good lance. Maybe there's some simple armor we can purchase to help improve. Not too expensive there. The faster you get yourself armored, the better you're going to be in combat. Slayer Grove's pretty good, but it's most our money. We'll hold off on that. We'll keep the helm though. The helm's a good start. There's a mission available, an army of poachers. We could probably take care of that. This is gonna actually get us quite a bit of money. I don't think I know you. Peace to you, stranger. I am Kalim. Or, Kalam. Who are you? I am Satha, a merchant here in Wholesome Folk. I own a smithy here. I know your name. I hear you recently caught some bandits. Speaking as a merchant, we appreciate any efforts to make these roads safer. I heard you may need some help with the problem. So there's some poachers that she made some deals with, and they kind of got a little too aggressive for her, is the backstory on this quest. And she's going to send us to go deal with them. So we're going to go kill these poachers. We will need more men. Where are they at? Abu Ki. That'll be that village up there. We got 12 people in our party right now. See if we can hopefully recruit some people from their party. We got plenty of food, 24 days worth. Oh man, I wish we were a little more. Ooh, that's a big band of looters. That's the kind of band I normally like to find is 15 and up. Kind of rare to see something so powerful this early in the game. I mean, we could probably take them with our little band of 12. Their numbers don't matter that much. I can kill definitely more than 1-to-1 for my character. But for fighting these bandits, oh, we're gonna leave. We don't have the option to leaving. Well, we're just gonna have to kill him. I'm not at full health.
Charge!
So poachers tend to be archers. So we don't want to keep our men back. They could get shot. Oh, this is not good. This is bad. There we are. Killed one. Is that it? We're done? Whew. We did lose 2 troops. 2 were wounded. So that's unfortunate, but we did kill 12 of them. Our men did it. We got stuck in the bushes. So that's a little embarrassing, but here is what we want. We got improvements with them, but we gained 11 units of leather, which is quite valuable. So now we just gotta find a good place to offload that. Go ahead and recruit. We got quite a bit of money from also just completing the quest. So we're pretty good on money now at 1,500. Maybe they have some good products to buy. Dates are cheap. So we'll invest in the dates. We'll eat some of them, unfortunately. That is the downside of dealing in food, is your troops do consume. This will probably be a good city for us to offload our dates in. We're 10 renown out. And we can upgrade some of these troops. We'll get 2 archers out of them. Don't want to fire a guy. So we'll pay for their bows. We're at capacity, so I don't know if we'll be able to really catch these looters. Looks like they're hauling booty. Getting close. Run them down. Oh, we got them. All right, let's do it. For 71% health. It's only 6 looters. We'll slaughter them.
Kill them all!
So as you notice, I prefer the spear over the sword. At least from horseback combat.
For glory! Die!
Beat those 6 pretty easy. Take them prisoner. It's gonna slow us down a bit, but what are you gonna? Well, you can sell them right here. So prisoners are a great way to make money. You just go to the tavern and ransom them off for 15 copper or 15 gold. Mina the Wronged. It's interesting. So I'm thinking that the neutral characters, these are people you can recruit to your faction. So in my other game, she wasn't called Mina the Wrong, she was called something else the Wrong. So I think they have like the same character backstory, but they might have random names, which is weird. So let's see if we can recruit a, this will pretty much be a lieutenant. They always have some tragic backstory. Usually didn't know their type of honor. They're roguish or not. Maybe they have a background skill. So she was kind of a rich lass who, in a riot of her city, lost everything, and then became a blade for hire, essentially. Whew. She better be very good at her job or noble upbringing, because she's expensive. We don't have any weapons. Get 105 gold. That'll cover expenses for, looks like, a couple of days, right? What are our wage costs? 21 a day. That's 4 days worth of troop payment. Let's see what our dates can go for. 41. We do make a small profit, but not much. The leather, I'm unsure about. Like Volstrom or where we just came from would be better for that. It says these guys buy leather, so we'll try and sell there. Selling the leather is our biggest thing. The dates are secondary. We're gonna make much bigger profit on the leather. We can run down these forest bandits, we will. Just because they're on our way. Looks like they're moving a little too fast for us. Can't upgrade any of these troops. But these 13, they do fear us, so they are running. Our speed is 5, their speed is 4.9, so we will catch them eventually.
Charge!
Send our recruits in.
You are dead!
Boom, nice killing blow. Way to finish that fight. Oh, I love me some looters. Take 4 of them prisoner. And no real armor upgrades yet. We did get some more grain though. Capacity exceeded. What are we going to drop? Bag of grain. All right. Sell our prisoners off for 20 gold. Sell our weapons, sell our armor. So we did get a price for our dates. It's not much. I think we will make some money off that. The leather I'm still not happy with. 156. If I can get 259, that's worth doing. You don't really want to buy trade goods from cities. You tend to want to get them from a village that specializes in those trade goods. We don't want any Imperial troops. Back to the tavern. Nobody here. So, we're doing good on gold. We were gonna head back. Actually, we'll stop here. They had the fish, right? Buy the fish. And now maybe we can sell fish and leather. See, we're paying 16. Sell for 19. So Wasn't much, but we do get 207 for this leather. That'll bring us up to a nice 2,000 gold. Really makes that mission worthwhile doing. Olem Brickskull. Let's give him a chat. I don't think I know you. Skip the jealousy, envy of my talents. That's always been my undoing. Oh man. When I was a boy, I was the best fighter in my village. You're stronger as a boy than a full-grown warrior, people would say. I'm not boasting here, but that's what they tell me. So when I came of age, I went off to make my fortune. Starting the Vega Guard, I found that I was the only real warrior among them. They were all about marching there and there in their pretty uniforms, not pulling sword from scabbard for months on end. I told them what I thought, and my captain told me to keep my mouth shut or leave, so I left. Then I joined the Skolderbrovta, the Shield Brothers. It's a good name, you know. They spent most of their time hunkering down behind their shields. Ha, me, I'd wade into the midst of the enemy, dealing out death left and right. And, well, all they had to say afterwards, why didn't you keep ranks? So I'm having no more of that, and I'm on the lookout for an outfit that employs real fighters. Right now I'm between jobs, and if you have any work, I'll be willing to discuss it. Nice and cheap. He's not the most responsible of warriors, but we need a Skullbreaker. So we'll go to inventory, go to helm. Doesn't offer us much. I'm gonna start with this hat. This hat is like, you can steal it from him. It's a pretty good start if you don't have a helm. We do. Equip him with the horse. Buy the saddle. Better than ours, so we're gonna take that one. We're gonna give him ours. And I think that's the best we can really do for him. His name is Brickskull. Really good at one-hand fighting. Really good at two-hand fighting. Decent at pole arm. He can use a bow. He is cruel and daring. I like this guy. Let's see if we can get him equipped appropriately. Executioner's Axe. Buy it. We also want a shield. Take the makeshift Horseman's Kite Shield. That's for us. We'll leave him as one-handed sword. We'll even give him a shield if he so chooses. He'll figure it out. But he's got that big two-handed Executioner's Axe now. I think we'll take his horse away eventually. Just make him a straight brutal monster on the field. Looking forward to it. Money well spent. Recruit some more troops. And now we got quite a party. Now we just go pick on bandits. Fights aren't very interesting.
Charge!
Nice and simple. See, we're getting better with that spear. There's a hideout over here. Real quick. Character. He has no scouting, no engineering, no medicine, no steward, nothing of use, so he's just a general fighter. No need to give him a role. Little forest bandit hideout. Something we can go deal with. Waiting until nightfall. %, health. Double checking. On foot, we'll fight with sword. Look at him go. Executed. Yeah, these archers are tearing my men up. Get shot. We're down.
See you in hell! Victory!
Wow, that was a unfortunate turn of events. I'm not used to that going so poorly. But what you gonna do against a bunch of archers, right? Well, now we're prisoner, and this is what happens when you lose. Eventually, we'll make our break for it. After painful days of being imprisoned in the dungeon, you find a chance to break free and escape, which we do. So we're still pretty injured. We will set off. No, 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 no. They want a lot of money. Here we go. God damn, I hate archers. This was looters, it'd be one thing. We're off to such a good start in this game. Pay the 200 gold anyway. So we're gonna hit up this village, or this city. We've got to get a better weapon. Still nothing for sale. Start rebuilding. Find out where Razi. That's the next city over. Make our way that way. Try and get some of our money back off these looters.
Attack!
Actually lost a troop there. Take them prisoner. See how they like that. It's because we're heading south. Otherwise, I'd probably buy dates at 25. Buy some fish just so we have it. Brynja and the Shield Maiden. Came from a good family with much land. Since I was a girl, I wished to be a shield maiden. I practiced fighting with the village boys and the old warriors, but it was a strange thing. While some families in our lands take pride in their daughter who takes up arms, others accord it a great shame, and my father was the latter type. I had no special desire to be married, but my family found me a groom anyway. I consented, but my husband and I detested each other from the first. Once he insulted me in the marketplace, I cursed his manhood, he struck me, and I pulled a knife, and he pulled his. I won. Brutal marriage. The elders sat in judgment of our case. As it turned out, they had plenty of precedent. They accorded our fight a fair duel, and thus I was innocent of murder. On the other hand, I was excluded from his inheritance. I suppose that was fair, although I would have enjoyed wearing his jewels and riding his horse in front of his family. Suffice to say, I could not return to my father's house. I went on my way, happy to live the life of a warrior I'd always dreamed of living. But soon I found out the tales I lived as a girl of shield maidens who fought for honor do not pertain to a woman with no family or land. One cannot fight for honor when one does not know where the next meal comes from. So I fight for pay. Right now I'm between jobs. Can't afford you. Interesting. We'll pick her up later. She's not gonna like Dude Man. Breaker of skulls. But what you gonna do? Weapons. When can I buy a weapon? Oh, the Dyer. Escort a merchant caravan. I suppose we can. I don't think I know you. Peace to you, stranger. Yep. Introductions. So things are getting a lot worse recently with the brigades on the roads around town. My caravans get looted as soon as they're out of sight of the gates. I'm of mind to send out a new caravan, but I fear it will be plundered before it can turn profit, so I'm looking for some good fighters who can escort it until it finds its footing and visits a couple of settlements. I'll be willing to pay generously for each day the caravan is on the road. It will be more than I usually pay for guards, but figure maybe you can scare all the bandits off. I'm sick of choosing between sending my men to their deaths or letting them go because I've lost my goods and can't pay their wages. Alright, so we're gonna be caravan escorts. But I'm gonna stop it here for the day. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. It's been a rocky start. Kind of not my best intro to the game, but oh man, a lot of people here. I think we're on the road to riches now. No more running into archer camps head first and getting slaughtered. We'll get these troops leveled up so they're actually not recruits, and we'll do good things. And I think good things will happen. So just stick with it, and we'll keep the series up. Thanks for watching.